Welcome, because today we are here for the first ever Trailhead Keynote. And you can tell by the energy in the room that we are going to have a lot of inspiration and innovation. So, reminder, forward-looking statement, make purchasing decisions based on currently available technology. And without further ado, I am so humbled to be here right now to thank all of you, because you are all Trailblazers. I see you in the hoodies, I see you online, I see you walking through the halls. You are the innovators, the pioneers, the people that make magic happen. And I just can't believe this room is so full, and just the journey that we have come on. The community is absolutely on fire and just thriving. Erica Cool and the community team has done an amazing, where is she? 2.5 million people worldwide that come together to learn, network, and have fun together. Over 700 groups worldwide, 50 countries around the world. I see all of you down here. Cheryl's smiling at me. I see everybody, yeah, Cheryl Feldman. And Amber's cheering her on right there. I can just keep going. But you are the people that drive the economy Mark talked about. There's lots of great jobs out there. They're great jobs at great companies with great salaries, at companies of all sizes, of all industries around the world, and there's a lot of opportunity for you. 2 of the top 10 jobs are to be a Salesforce admin or a developer. Who here is an admin or a developer? Well, you know what? You all are amazing, but there are just not enough of you. I actually have a little bit of sad news that I want to go through right now. Landy doesn't like it when I talk about sad things. Her tremendous smile is always around. But there's a skills gap out there that's costing companies money. 81% of companies can't find talented people like you. But it doesn't mean that there aren't people that are looking for jobs. There are people that are doing career changes, people that are looking to make career re-entry. Maybe they've taken time off to raise a family or to take care of a sick loved one. Or maybe somebody coming up through college. So you think that we might be able to fuel this gap with education. But this is a big problem that we face. Education has become more and more inaccessible. In the last 20 years, the cost of tuition has raised 200%. They're going into more debt than ever, 163% increase in debt. Who here knows somebody that has struggled paying off student loans? I don't want applause for that, but it's true. And I'll share with you an experience that I had recently. I recently went to Kenya on a VTO activity. And in Kenya, I was able to go through Nairobi, through slums, and see people with cell phones. And an interesting thing on this graph you see here, the blue lines are things that become more affordable over time. Cell phones have gone down 45% in cost over the last 20 years. So you think, if you make something affordable and easy to access, you can, this is a hard word to say, proliferate, I wanted to say it, but you can drive that proliferation. And we want to make an education as accessible as a cell phone. And another thing that we're very, very passionate about is when you look at the workforce today in tech, we do not have enough diversity. Whether it's women, whether it's Hispanics, whether it's African Americans, whether it's other underrepresented minorities that I don't have the statistics for on this slide, our community is the most welcoming and the most diverse, and we need to solve this so that we can help have a more equal workforce. And that is why we are here today to celebrate Trailhead, which is the fun way to learn. Yes, that's an applause. You can learn all the skills you need, whether they're business skills or tech skills or soft skills, like how to conduct an interview. And these are skills-based credentials that you can showcase on your resume. We have over 320 badges and over 33 credentials that are available to you. How many people have a certification? Yes. And the community is on fire. And I'm pleased to announce, I'll say, last year, we had 1.2-ish million badges that have been earned. Over 4 million badges have now been earned in 1 year's time. And here's the thing that I am most proud of, is that with every badge that's earned, somebody's life is getting better because they're having these skills that can lead to a better economic opportunity for them. And we're joined today by somebody who's doing this, somebody that was also an amazing participant in our military. And today, I'd like to welcome up to the stage, Jessie Grothaus. Please come to the stage. So Jessie, there's a little bit of foreshadowing maybe on this slide. Can you share a little bit about your Trailblazer journey?
Yeah, sure. So about 2 years ago, I was involved in a pretty bad car accident that I was fortunate to walk away alive from, but I did suffer a mild brain injury, which kept me out of the workforce for nearly 2 years. And at the later part of my recovery, my doctor said, all right, Jessie, in order to facilitate your brain healing more, I want you learning new skills and I want you learning new languages. And that was actually right around the same time that I found VetForce, which provides great training to military veterans through Trailhead. And through Trailhead, I was able to learn new Salesforce admin skills, developer skills, and even start to learn Apex. So that started me to... At first, I was only able to do 30, 60 minutes a day at a Trailhead before I was just wiped out for the day. But the more I recovered, the more I was able to do full days on Trailhead and get to a point where I felt confident to return to the workforce, but in a brand new, awesome career field instead.
And where are you now? Yeah!
I am a business analyst consultant with 2 different firms, Cloud Wisdom and Monday Call, who are both partners here.
So what do you think? Do we think that we have something special for Jessie? Where's Jillian? Jillian? Okay, oh, you got it on the reversed way. Okay, Jillian, open it up. She's emphasizing the reversibility. A golden hoodie for Jessie! All right, round of applause for Jessie! There we go. Okay, thank you, Jessie. Get a hug. So we're here to celebrate you and here to share our innovation and how we are going to reinvent learning with Trailhead, make more diversity in the workforce, and empower all of you to learn. And there's new ways to learn with Trailhead. You can make it yours with the announcement of My Trailhead. And then also we have something very special, which is sharing you about Trailheart. But without further ado, please give a warm Trailhead welcome to our very own Senior Product Manager, Samantha Reddy.
Well, thanks so much, Sarah, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today for the first ever Trailhead Keynote. This is really surreal, looking at so many heads in here. This is so awesome. I'm so excited to be here today to talk to you about the new ways to learn with Trailhead. But thinking back to 3 years ago when this all started, it all started around this idea around scaling hands-on learning. And a member of my old team, you may know him as the Godfather, or Josh Burke, had this little idea for an app called Medals. And it was a little game where you could log into Salesforce and follow along with a click path, and then it would award you a medal if you did it right. Sound familiar? And it was fun, and it was addictive, and it was so easy to understand. And it made us ask ourselves, why isn't learning as fun and easy as playing a game? And that was really the genesis of where we are today. Now, fast forward 3 years, the Trailhead roadmap has really come a long way since then, but it's always been driven by you, the Trailblazers, telling us what you needed to be successful in your careers. Starting from projects. You told us you wanted workbooks that checked what you were doing along the way. And then you told us you wanted more real-world, more advanced content. So we built super badges, which is like getting business requirements from a key stakeholder and then validating that work with Trailhead. You told us that you wanted to get hands-on quicker and into the app easier. So we rebuilt login and sign up to have social options, and then we automated the process of creating a Trailhead playground for you, your own personal free instance of Salesforce to do hands-on challenges in. Now the the product roadmap isn't the only thing that's been growing these last 3 years. The content has too. With over 320 badges as of this last release, yeah, we had about 40 badges just last month alone. Yeah, bring in those badges, Cloudy. But the thing that's so special about the content on Trailhead is there's something for everyone, whether you're a developer, an admin, a marketing or sales user, or an executive. In fact, if there's anything that you're learning about in a session or a keynote or out in the playground, there is something on Trailhead for that too. We had a big content release last month with things like Salesforce DX and Quip Live apps and Einstein Prediction Builder, and even thought leadership content like the Fourth Industrial Revolution or hiring veterans at your work. But the content team isn't the only one that was busy last month. The product team had some fun releases too. Starting from the second that you log in to Trailhead, think about it. Productivity from the moment you log in. We've just rebuilt the new logged in homepage so that you can easily get back to the work that you were working on last or answer that age-old question, what do I work on next? We also partnered with Amazon to create the Amazon Alexa Trail, so you can learn how to build Amazon Alexa skills and also work with Amazon Web Services. So you can not only learn how to build apps on top of Salesforce, you can also learn how to build apps with Salesforce. Now, in addition to that, we want you to be able to personalize your Trailhead experience, which is why we've built trail mixes. Think of it like Spotify playlists for Trailhead, where you can mix and match all your favorite Trailhead content and create your own custom trails you can share with your colleagues and coworkers. Now, as you're going through building all of these custom trails and earning badges, you're probably going to want a way to show them off. And that's why we've rebuilt the new skills-based profile, shining a light on all of those skills and expertise that you're earning in Trailhead. You'll be able to show off your ranks, your badges, your points, and all of the skills that those represent. And we want you to be able to take that with you throughout your career. Now, who in here has ever accidentally earned badges against the wrong account? Maybe, yeah. Well, this next feature is for you. This is why we built the new self-service account merge. Directly from your profile, you're going to be able to connect all of your Trailhead profiles together. Yes. And have all of that activity, yes, in one profile so that you'll be able to take that with you throughout your career and showcase all that you do. Now, finally, I'm really excited for this feature coming out later this month. It's the new vanity URL. It's a shorthand URL that you're going to be able to define, and you're going to be able to easily link back to your profile from your resume, your chatter, your LinkedIn, wherever you want, so you can showcase all those skills you're earning. Yes. This is going to be like Black Friday, so make sure you have that handle ready, because it's going to be a land grab. So, there's no better way to show you these new features or tell you about them than to show you. So I want to welcome up Adam Torman to the stage. And he's going to help walk us through a demo. So right now we're going to step into the shoes of Stephanie Garcia, an admin who loves learning with Trailhead. And Stephanie starts out on the homepage. She can start with trails, which are like guided learning paths, modules, which are like bite-sized topics within those paths, projects, which are like walkthroughs that can be validated by Trailhead, and then super badges, those real-world business scenarios right there on Trailhead. Now, we're going to start by logging Stephanie in, and she could log in with Salesforce or a social option. I think she signed in with Gmail, so let's go ahead with that. And when she gets in, it'll take her right to her logged in homepage. Now from this logged in homepage, she can see all of the badges that she was working on last, her trails and trail mixes, some suggestions just for her as an admin, and what's the newest content on Trailhead and what's trending. But it looks like she already has a trail mix that she made for herself, some learning goals for November. So let's go ahead and dive into that. And she's made quite a bit of progress. It's only the beginning. It's got all the new content like Winter 18 notes, innovating with Alexa. And then, right there at the bottom, she's got a business administration specialist super badge. So why don't we take a look at that? Now, for anyone who hasn't done a super badge is essentially real-world content, similar to business requirements that you would get from a key stakeholder or company. So we can see these concepts that you're going to be tested on. A little bit below that, we have the actual use case of this business and then the requirements that they have for the application they want you to build. But before we can even attempt that challenge, or before Stephanie can, she has to actually unlock this super badge, because these are all prerequisites to prove that she is ready to start taking this challenge. So looks like the only one that she has left is the Lightning Experience Dashboards and Reports, so let's drill into that. And then she only has that one unit left, so why don't we drill into that too? Now this is really standard of a typical unit. It's got learning objectives, it's got charts, it's got videos, it's got all kinds of multimedia content, but then at the very bottom, that's where Stephanie's going to be able to do a hands-on challenge. This hands-on challenge is going to put into practice everything that she learns up above. It has some requirements there for her to build in a hands-on org, and in that drop-down there, we have a list of all of the orgs that she has connected to her Trailhead account. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what a Trailhead Playground is, it's your own free personal instance of Salesforce, yours to keep forever, that you can use to do hands-on challenges in, so you don't have to go practicing Trailhead in your production account. That's not very good. But you can launch it with this launch button right here and then build out whatever these requirements say. And once you're done, you can check the challenge right there with the green button. I think Steph's already built it, so why don't we go ahead and check it? This is actually validating. Woo! Yes! It's actually validating that she built it correctly in her org and got a shiny new badge. But just like many of you all in the room, Stephanie has also earned some badges against the wrong account before. So I know, it happens. It's a really rampant problem. So let's go ahead and go into the settings page and fix that for her. So from the settings page of her profile, this is where she can manage her hands-on orgs and all of the login identities she uses to get into Trailhead. And now we have a new section there that has the Salesforce login table where she can connect all of her Salesforce logins. So let's go ahead by connecting her to her work login account. And as soon as she's able to log in, it's going to ask her if she wants to link it, and she'll say yes. And once she's linked it, because Trailhead recognizes it's linked to another account, it's going to show her this screen of how many badges, points, hands-on orgs, trail mixes, and favorites she has on both accounts, and what it's going to look like in the end. Now, this is an irreversible process, so make sure that everything looks right and it's as expected. And yep, let's do it. No do-overs. And after we click yes, it's going to ask us one more time, are you sure this is what you want to do? Yeah, with confetti. And so, yay. All right, and so let's do it. And so after this loads, we can see that she has all of her information on one account. Yeah, she is now a ranger, and she can log into this Trailhead user with both her work login and her Gmail as she was before to be able to access all this great data. So awesome. Now, we can see it already here on the page and up in the header, but why don't we take a look at it on her profile? So from here, we can see her shiny new Ranger badge, all of her badges her badges and points, and then all of her skills that she also has associated with those 100 badges. So truly great. In a short period of time, we've logged Stephanie in. We have taken a look at her login homepage, completed a trail in our trail mix, and unlocked a super badge, all before finishing an account merge and checking out the profile. Not bad for 5 minutes. All right. Well, with that thank you. That's some new ways to learn with Trailhead. Back to you, Sara.
Wow, Samantha, that was amazing. The product team has been busy One of the other things that we really want to do is celebrate our Trailblazers and hear their stories of inspiration. So please welcome up an amazing Trailblazer, Sandi Zelner. I know we're like dancing up here. It's a little dance party. Chris Duarte would be proud. So Sandi, thank you so much for being here today. Can you share with everybody here a little bit about your Trailblazer journey?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I was not an admin. I used to be a music teacher. I was a music teacher, a classically trained musician, music educator for 15 years. And then I started acting funny.
We all do that.
We do. People thought I was drunk all the time, but no, it wasn't that. I had a neurological problem that had been with me for quite a while, and I started to have some neurological deficits that it turned out that the bottom of my skull was the wrong size, and my brain was falling out of my head. It's called Chiari malformation. It's not so bad.
Sounds pretty bad.
It is, okay. Yes, so I ended up having brain surgery, but luckily I'm here today. Thank you. Thank you. But in that process of having my brain fall out of my head, I'm not able to be a music teacher anymore. I just don't have the stamina. So I was lucky enough a few years ago to volunteer for a music education nonprofit called Little Kids Rock. They're awesome.
Adorable.
They are. They use Salesforce, and they asked me, "Hey, can you figure out what this thing is?" And I'm like, "Okay, I can do that." And so I started to learn. I was like, "Hey, I want to know how to do this." So I went to Dreamforce 3 years ago and heard about Trailhead. And since then, I now have 325 badges. Thank you. 7 community badges, so if you add them up, they're 331.
They still count. They still count.
And I have 3 certifications. Hoping to get a 4th pretty soon.
You have the support of everybody here in the process.
Thank you. And I'm currently the full-time admin at Lincoln Tech, and I'm having a grand time I just love being an admin.
Well, we love you, Sandi.
Thank you.
So everybody, that was the most inspirational story. So Sandi, thank you so much for being here and having the courage to share. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So we saw from Samantha new ways to learn with Trailhead, and now we have the announcement of My Trailhead, how you can make it yours. So without further ado, please welcome the ever-smiling Chris Landy, VP of Trailhead Marketing.
Thank you so much, Sara. I am absolutely honored to be here with you all today to talk about My Trailhead. Who is excited for My Trailhead? All right. You know, we gave you Trailhead, but you said you wanted more Trailhead, and we're giving it to you. So you heard Mark talk about My Trailhead in the keynote yesterday. Trailhead with your brand and your content so you can reinvent learning and enablement at your companies. But I want to talk a little bit about the why we are so excited about this. And learning has changed. Learning is different than it was before. And today, employee careers are journeys of learning. We are living longer than previous generations, and technology is changing faster than ever. Mark talked about the 4th industrial revolution. That is going to require new skills, new things to learn. And we're staying in our roles for a shorter time than ever before. Has anyone here changed jobs or roles in the last 5 years? Yes, a lot of you. I have too. I've been at Salesforce for 7 years, and I've had 4 different roles. And each role, I am learning new skills. And those skills are turning over and shifting faster than ever. So learning is absolutely crucial, and reinvention is the new normal. So what does this mean for companies? Well, this means that we need to put learning at the center of everything that we do. Employees are having these careers of learning, and today employees are motivated by growth, by career opportunity, and by having a purpose. But this is my one downer thing that I have here. Sara made me put one downer stat in my slide. But the reality is that according to Gallup, 71% of workers are disengaged. That's crazy, right? But they want to learn. So we had a solution for this. We wanted to make learning fun. We wanted to make it easy and scalable. So that's when Astro, who is our guide to all things Trailhead, Astro went back to finish up the to-do list. Astro already made learning fun with Trailhead, so next on the list, make corporate learning fun. And that's exactly what we're doing with the announcement of My Trailhead. With My Trailhead, you can reinvent learning and enablement at your company. This is using the power of the Trailhead platform with your brand and your content. And you can do this with Trailmaker. Trailmaker is really the secret sauce behind My Trailhead. You can use a guided setup to build custom learning content and use your brand, your company's branding and colors, your tone and voice to make it yours. We have Trail Mixer, where you can build and share guided learning paths to help your employees. And Trail Checker, where you can rate and reward learning. For example, if you do peer assessments or you do stand and delivers, you can automate that with Trail Checker. And you can track everything at a glance with Trail Tracker, where you can motivate your teams, track progress with goals, ranks, and leaderboards. So now I'd love to show you My Trailhead in a demo. To do that, I need Adam Torman back up here. Come on back up here, Adam. So Adam is not just driving the demos today. Adam is actually our product manager for My Trailhead. So he and his team have built this whole product. Let's give a round of applause for Adam. And Sandeep over here. So let's show them My Trailhead. So here we are logged into My Trailhead as Gia. Gia is a sales rep at Pacifica. It's a technology company. And when she gets logged into My Trailhead, she sees all of the learning that she needs at a glance right here on her home dashboard. She sees badges that are in progress, things like new hire orientation or accounts and contacts. She sees in-progress trails. And something that you see that's a little different from what you see on Trailhead today is this little internal flag. So this means that this content is internal to Pacifica Technology. This is customized, branded content that they've built. This is not Salesforce content, this is their content. So we have content for service, for sales, for navigating your career. We also have a trail mix here. So let's go ahead and dive into this trail mix. So this trail mix has been created by Pacifica's sales enablement team. This is for your first 90 days to hit the ground running for new employees. But this is not your normal trail mix that you've seen on Trailhead. This is a little bit different. This is a little bit more powerful because this brings in custom content. So let's show you what that means. So first we have a link here. This is a link to a YouTube video, a welcome from Pacifica's CEO, getting the onboarding journey started. We also have links to those customized trails, internal trails, navigating your career. We can also bring in Trailhead content, public Trailhead content. One of our most popular trails is cultivating equality at work. You could bring in public content. And then you can also bring in things like links, presentations, and even peer assessments. We mentioned how you can actually validate expertise on delivering something like a corporate pitch. So let's scroll back up and let's dive into this private customized trail, navigating your career. Now here you see it has Pacifica's logo at the top. This is Pacifica's color blue. And Gia, our sales rep, has started this new hire orientation badge. She's done the first unit. She needs to complete that second unit. So let's go ahead and dive into the second unit, finding IT support. So here you can see this is multimedia content. She has images, videos. This is not just plain text. But here at the bottom is where it gets really fun. This is where the challenge is. So once Gia has gone through this unit, she can take that challenge, and when she gets that challenge right, maybe she'll get it right. Let's hope. All right, bad. So she gets that badge, she gets that shiny new badge for her profile. She can share that on Chatter to let all of her colleagues know that she just got that new skill. But where does all of this come together? This all comes together on Gia's Trailhead profile. This is her reinvented resume. So let's dive into her profile. Here you can see everything that she's learned. She has 100 badges, 69,000 points. And through badges here, we can see public badges. We can also see employee-only badges. So these are the private badges, internal badges for Pacifica. We can also see her graph of skills. These are all of the skills that she's learned through Trailhead. So she's skilled in reporting, she's skilled in security. So at a glance, you can see all of her expertise. So I've showed a little bit about what it's like for the learner side, but I'm sure you're all wondering, how do I actually build this? How do I get that content into my Trailhead? And so for that, Adam, I want to put it over to you.
Thank you very much, Landy. We set out to reinvent learning and enablement and make corporate learning fun. There we go. So the how starts with Trailmaker. Trailmaker is an authoring and publishing tool that we created. And you might notice it looks very similar to Trailhead. There are the trails, there are the modules, the units. But there's a level of interactivity, a level of, dare I say it, fun. But of course, this is about your content and your branding. And we're missing some branding here. We have, for our trail, we need that Pacifica technology. So let's go ahead and click on that circle. Let's paste in the URL that we have in there. And there's the Pacifica brand. Now, we used to talk about navigating careers, but I don't know about you. I follow a different path. So I like to navigate my path. And of course, all that wonderful metadata and the filters that help you find the right content to get to the right places, you can set here. And of course, we saw how Gia was working in that new hire orientation, but we got some feedback from Gia after she finished it that it was a little bit out of sorts. She really wanted to see the IT content first. So let's change the order by dragging and dropping. Right, that's total giggles, I love that. Dragging and dropping the Explore HR resources, and now we can drill in to learn where to find IT support, and we see all those wonderful filters, the points for the skills graph, and now we can start to change the content to reflect our brand, our language, our voice. In fact, we want a picture of our IT group in here. So let's go ahead and add in our IT support. So if we see them in the halls, we can say hi to them. Whoa. And of course, what would it be if we couldn't actually preview it? We want to make sure this is the best, most cultivated content. We want this content to be as awesome as Chris Duarte and her team's content. So we can go ahead and go out there and we can preview this and see what this would look like after it gets published out to Trailhead. Now, of course, enablement is very much about building that content, building that training in those programs. And the management aspects of this live in your org with your users. So let's go ahead and flip over and take a look at Trailhead Tracker. Some of you may have actually heard of Trailhead Tracker. It's an app that's out there on the App Exchange, and what's powerful about it is it brings all of that wonderful Trailhead data into your org where your users live. And now with My Trailhead, we bring in that private content, the peer assessment badges, the trail mixes, so that we can actually model after our business. We can track, we can assign, we can notify, and we can know exactly who is completing what badges and track that daily progress on a daily basis. So, for instance, custom learning leaderboards, which give us the ability to see how Gia is doing against Kel. And with that is how we are reinventing learning and enablement, and we're making it yours. Back to you, Sara.
Okay, the clicker is up here. That is awesome. So round of applause for My Trailhead. So there's something else that we do differently in the team Trailhead. What we've done, and y'all don't know this actually, and they don't know I'm going to say this, but what we've done is at Salesforce for the past year and a half, we have been using this product. We flipped the product development a little bit like the way we do it on its head. Instead of building something that we give to all of you, we're building it internally and using it so that when you get it, it's just awesome. And we have a very special person here today that has been our just amazing trailblazer inside of Salesforce who has used my Trailhead to scale up all of our internal employees and all of our sales and distribution. Please welcome, you gotta give a big welcome for this guy, Dan Darcy. We got good music for you.
Thanks. Hello, check.
So Dan, can you share with everybody your Trailblazer journey with my Trailhead?
Absolutely. So first of all, this is pretty awesome how packed this is. I can't say, I'm really shocked. I was like, so here's my Trailblazer journey. And let me talk about this. So I run all of enablement for Salesforce. I'm responsible for the learning curriculum for about 20,000 of our 30,000 employees for all sales and our customer success group. So anyone who's customer facing, they need to be skilled up on anything and everything about Salesforce, all of our products, how we sell, how we serve our customers, how we serve all of you. And that's obviously it's a difficult challenge if you think about the complexity. And I'm sure a lot of you out there have also complex products that you also have to somehow make fun and make it easy for a lot of our reps. By the way, how much time do I have?
I think you're
I could
about
talk about
done.
this forever.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think you're
quick.
wearing something like pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I am. I've got the gold hoodie, but hold on, let me fix it. Let me explain this.
You got the mic,
Because you guys,
Dan.
you don't understand how this has actually really changed the game for me and for my entire team at Salesforce. I mean, if you think about this, how many of you are out there in enablement? How many people actually do enablement? Okay, so
How many admins actually have to skill up their users,
their business users
right?
as well, too.
Yeah.
That's another great user group as well. If you think about that, enablement wasn't an exciting word at Salesforce for a lot of our students and the learners that are out there. But now, with Trailhead, it has really changed the game for my team and myself personally, because, I've also was one of the very first executives to get 100 badges and become Ranger like a year and a half ago.
And Dan, I think what's your team?
Yes, and also I then challenged my team this year for enablement to be a complete learning organization. We all need to be Rangers as well. And so they rose to the challenge, and I have 100% enablement Rangers at Salesforce skilling up our people. So I'll stop there because, you guys can find me and talk to me anywhere you want to after this. So
At Dan Darcy.
yeah, just follow me on Twitter. Just kidding. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And you know what? Actually, so if you guys can see this
I'll
out here.
I'll hold you.
The shoe game is actually pretty strong, not only for me, but all of these amazing presenters up here. So, and one more thing is I want to say a huge thank you and congrats to the entire Trailhead team, because they have been a partner of mine for the entire ride, and I'm not an easy customer, folks. Like, obviously I like to take over the stage, and I'm way over my time right now, so I'm going to shut up, but let's give a round of applause to the entire Trailhead team. So.
Thank you, Dan. I love you. Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. So now, our third chapter of the keynote today. There's actually somebody here who I think is going to get her own very own standing ovation. And she's going to share with you how she inspires everybody. She empowers women. She empowers everybody. And it's with something called Trailheart. Please welcome the most amazing Chris Duarte. Have fun.
Thank you. Is my mic on? Is it on? Folks in the back, is it on? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Yes, in the back. Thank you, Sara. Wow, you have heard about some amazing technologies today for Trailhead. But as your editor-in-chief of Trailhead,
here's what I want to say to you. Technology is only going to get you so far. You have to care about your content. And in order to care about your content, you have to have heart. Now, we take this very seriously on Team Trailhead. We take it so seriously that we have a term for it. It's a little something that we like to call Trailheart. Now, this term was coined by our very own Lauren Grau, and this is what it means. It means that you are passionate about learning. It means that you have a purpose and that you act with purpose. And it means that you never forget who you are, where you come from, and how you came up. Because all of us in the Salesforce Ohana know exactly what it was like to be new to Salesforce. That's why no matter where our careers take us, we always leave a trail for others to follow. That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Okay. Now that's a great definition. So how do you actually take that and apply it to learning content? Well, as it turns out, we have a little formula for you. It's called the Trailheart Formula. And if you do it well, you can develop super fans, awesome people like Jen and Mark and Toya, who are so excited to go out and earn the badges that you create. Now this formula has 4 parts. Be human, have fun, be purposeful, and give back. So let's start with being human. Trailheart is all about being human. In partnership with the amazing Salesforce Docs team, our team has taught hundreds of people how to write the Trailhead way. This is the single most important thing we teach people. And I'm now going to teach it to all of you. You ready? Stop using big fancy words. Okay? Just write like you talk, okay? Just write like you talk. When you sound casual and conversational, people understand what you mean. You sound friendly. Now, another big part of being human is all about empathy. That means understanding your learner and where they come from and how you can best help them. But it also means having an open heart to feedback. Now, our team has received thousands of items of feedback about Trailhead. We read them all. Now, Samantha already told you about how your feedback drives the product roadmap. Let me tell you, it drives the content roadmap too. You tell us you find a typo, we fix it. Enough of you tell us you don't like a hands-on challenge, we refactor it. Your feedback is gold. We treasure it. Never stop telling us what you think about Trailhead. So Trailheart is being human, and you can do it too. Now, Trailheart is also about having fun. On Team Trailhead, we are always trying to surprise and delight you. I think if you look inside of our badges, you check out our badges, they're colorful and they're fun, but if you look closely, you might occasionally find an Easter egg. You might also find an Easter egg inside a code snippet, a funny joke written by our very own Jeff Douglas. Yes, it's awesome. Playfulness is a big part of what we do on Trailhead, and you will experience this across our brand. If you head over to the Hilton or to Moscone West, you'll see these beautiful areas. You might even find a disco ball if you look in Trailhead Falls. Yeah, disco ball. If you open up an email that comes from Trailhead, it might have the subject line, "Whatever floats your goat." That's a hat tip to Dana Hall. And we love fun scenarios. If we're going to teach you about Process Builder, why not send you to Mars? If we're going to share with you how to use Einstein Vision to classify images, why not with photos of cats? So Trailheart is having fun, and you can do it too. Now, Trailheart is all about being purposeful. We are purposeful about everything we do on Trailhead. Everything from our characters and their backstories and how they're used, the scenarios in our super badges, and to the stories that we showcase on the Trailhead site with the My Trailblazer Story campaign. We want to tell all of your stories. We want all of you to feel included and celebrated. And all of us are trying to get somewhere in our career. How can we possibly get there if we don't see our stories reflected? Right? You got to see it to be it, right? Listen, I'm going to talk straight with you for just a minute. I'm going to preach. Here it is. Here it is. If I know anything in my heart to be true, it is this. When we show a story like Stephanie Herrera's on the Trailhead site, yes, you can give applause for Stephanie. Not only are we telling this amazing story of this incredible leader, but somewhere, a young Latina girl, like my daughter, is looking at her photo and realizing that someday, if she works hard, she can be a director of technology too. That's why representation matters. That's Trailheart. That's Trailheart. That's Trailheart. The thing is, when you have a purpose, people will gravitate towards you because all of us want to be part of something bigger than we are. We all want to make a difference. And if we're talking about making a difference, we have to look no further than you, our incredible Salesforce Ohana, and what you have done with Trailhead, the ways that you have taken Trailhead to the community. Sara talked about the skills gap, the equality gap. How are we going to close those gaps? All of you are already closing them with incredible programs like these. I look at Trailhead for All, which was created by Annie Sheck Mason, how it's changing the lives of children, helping them learn about careers in STEM. We can't forget about our adult learners, our career changers, so awesome programs like Girl Development and Salesforce Saturdays. They're as much about building community as they are about teaching you tech skills. In fact, Salesforce Saturdays just hosted their first ever global Salesforce Saturday gathering less than 2 weeks ago. And get this, Salesforce Ohana, over 1,100 badges earned in one day with that event. Awesome. It's awesome. But we can't forget about the college students who are graduating and how can they land their first job. I know a lot of college students who are graduating right now, and they all hear the same thing in their interviews. You don't have the right skills, you don't have enough experience. That's the skills gap, right? I have to tell you, this weighs really heavy on my heart. But then I hear a story like that of Nicholas Grant, a college student in the Bronx who discovered a boot camp offered through PopUp Tech, learning Salesforce. That's right, PopUp. He went on to earn 5 super badges, 100 Trailhead badges, get Salesforce certified, and then landed a job as a Salesforce consultant, only to return to that same boot camp where it all started for him, but this time as the instructor. That's right. That's Trailheart. That is some Trailheart. It's incredible momentum. So what do you all think? We've probably done enough, right? We can all just stop. We just stop, right? We're just going to stop here. This was enough. Of course not. We have more people to reach, more people to help. And here's the thing about momentum. If you take 10 people, and if they share Trailhead, each one of them with 10 more people, and if we multiply that 7 times out, do you know how many people we can reach? 10 million. That is the opportunity in front of all of us, and we're already on the path there because of all of you, because of this passion and this work. I'm so excited to do it with you. So, remember, technology is only going to get you part of the way there. To go the rest of the way, you have to have heart. So be human, have fun, be purposeful, and give back. And that is how you can bring the magic of Trailheart back home with you. And all of us can reinvent learning and enablement for everyone. Sara, back to you.
Okay, so you don't want to hear from me. I think you want to hear from Reby and Nicholas, right? Want to hear about, yeah. Come on up. Hi, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Reby and Nicholas, can you just please share your story and share us, if anybody doesn't know about PopUp Tech, please share.
PopUp Tech is basically a passion. You know, we solve problems for businesses, and we make solutions. So I thought, here's this community that has so many problems. And I came from these communities on the south side of Chicago where I can't even watch the news. So why not take those solutions that I make for companies and bring it to my community? And that's what we did with PopUp Tech. So it started with one day, it started with 2 days, it started with 2 people, 4 people, 8 people. So force equals mass times acceleration. We're gonna make an impact with the force of our passion. And this gentleman here inspires me and gives me my acceleration and my mass so that I can make the force on that impact. Come on, Nick, tell him what you did.
So Chris kind of went through the whole story for me. But quick recap, I'm from Jamaica, came up for school 3 years ago. Yeah, Jamaica. All right. Came up for school, straight up for school 3 years ago, went to Monroe College, learned about Salesforce a little over a year ago because of the boot camp that Selena PopUp Tech, yeah. So from that boot camp, I was volunteering with Meals on a nonprofit in New Rochelle, one of the campuses of Monroe College, Meals on Wheels of New Rochelle, and that turned into an internship. Selena was my mentor, and we did an implementation for Meals on Wheels. From that became an internship. From there, I went to Brainiac Consulting with David Giller, an intern for him, and then from there, now I'm at Praxis Solutions as a junior Salesforce consultant with OHAD, Idan.
Thank you so much, Reby and Nicholas. Another round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one more slide for you, and I think you're going to like it. Let's go ahead and advance it here. But what you might want to know is what's next. So the product team's delivering innovation, but they're busy doing other things. And I didn't know that animation. That was super cute. Credentialing is big for us. So many of you are certified. You have credentials. You got MVP status. We're bringing all of that together onto the Trailblazer profile. And this is going to be one unified profile across the communities. So we've got the Trailblazer community. We have Trailhead. We've got lots of things to do, but we're going to have one profile. Yeah. The other two things, we're adding smarter search, so it's easier. Yeah, okay. Samantha knows that one, yes. And then the last one I want to talk about, which is very important in the ever-ending plight for equality for all, is bringing accessibility to Trailhead. Shout out to Mary Scotton, who's done a lot of work. She's been helping people here at Dreamforce that are blind learn Salesforce, and Trailhead is there for, we still have a little bit more to do with accessibility, and it's on the roadmap. We're working on this so that we have equal opportunity learning for everyone. So this is a little bit of what's next. A reminder to keep on with us, blazing trails. We've got a trail mix of the keynote. You can come visit us at Moscone West or at the Hilton. And then this party continues worldwide with the Dreamforce Global Gatherings. Shout out to the community team for all the work there. And with that, I just want to thank you, and let's go have more fun at Dreamforce.